Okay, so we have the tub in and the walls in. We've got the Duroc on the lower half, and we just left the existing walls above. The unknown mechanic has already put some red guard over the paper, and we will put a mortar. We're going to mud and tape, or mortar and tape, the Duroc in, and we put mortar along the bottom here, and that will put a good mortar bond on the tub to the Duroc. And because the mortar tends to sag, we will just have to let that set up for the day. And same with filling these large holes up here. Because of sag issues, we may have to just let it set up, or we can mix extra thick mortar and put that on. And so anyway, we got to mortar up the side here, across the bottom, and then we will skim coat it, which increases waterproofing. Let the skim coat dry, and then we will put red guard on. So we should start tiling this sometime tomorrow. And we have our protective stuff down in the tub. Get a nice canvas cloth, piece of cardboard, and vacuum often. This is the tile that we did yesterday, or actually it's been a couple of days now. We let the mortar set up because some of the mortar ended up being on the thick side to get a level floor. When you're doing 12-inch tiles, the bigger the tile, the harder it is to get everything to lay flat because of inconsistencies in the floor. And this floor, in that center right joint, all the way over to the tub, was a high point. And so there was about a 3/8 inch dip over at the toilet flange all the way back over here, so we had to compensate and fill extra mortar in that area to get the floor to lay flat. Took a little time, couple days of drying time, but it's all set up now and good to go. Then I guess one of the things that we're going to do here is put 6-inch high baseboard tile around the perimeter. That'll cover the old wall there, and it's economic on the tile because we just cut the tile in half. Okay, it's almost pizza time. Got our little 6-inch baseboard in, and you see that front one there is a 6-inch square, and that will transition from the baseboard to coming up the side of the tub. And that is just kind of called a dot tile. Goes in the corner piece. It's the corner that transitions from horizontal to vertical. And we got this side coming around over here. So it's looking good. Then we have a thick batch of mortar jammed into the rim of the tub and up under the Duroc, and we don't have tape on it. And the reason we don't put tape on is you can see the tape here. Is it my battery low? But when you put tape in mortar and you have a deep void or a large void, it will pooch out, and that's not good. So what we did is we filled the bottom inch with a thick mix and then troweled it flat to the Duroc. And tomorrow we will tape it and put a regular batch of mortar on that, and we will skim coat all the Duroc lining the tub there. Let that dry, and then we'll put red guard over everything and then tile.
Hello.
So it'll go good. Okay. We have Nina.
Oh, okay.
It is the next day, and you can see how flat the wall is. So you remember yesterday we rested the Duroc down on top of the lip of the tub and filled the bottom inch in with a thick batch of thin set mortar. And now what we're going to do is we are going to skim coat over the walls here. First we're going to mud and tape all the joints and corners, and then mud and tape along the bottom there too. And then we will skim coat the entire wall surface of the Duroc, and that will dry in a few hours, and we will put some red coat on, and hopefully maybe later today we can start tiling, but otherwise it might just have to be tomorrow. I don't know why this image in my phone camera is jerky. It's an old phone, been dropped many a time. So anyway, another thing we did too is wiped the mortar off of the top rim of the tub, and we just used a damp terry cloth to do that. And when you are wiping off any excess mortar, make sure that you change the surface of your cloth regularly, because you don't want too much mortar grit in there, because it will turn into sandpaper and scratch the deck of your tub. Okay, so I have my mortar mixed up, and we are going to go and try and talk over some background music here, but you see the consistency of the mortar there. It's got just a bit of slump to it. It's still slaking for a few minutes, and then we'll give it another mix, and then we will start troweling on mortar. Okay, stay tuned for more exciting bathroom tile action. Everything is all skim coated now. Taped, mortared. There's a wee little bit of sag in some of the mortar. It was maybe mixed a little bit thick, but it will just shrink in and not be any kind of an issue. So yeah, worked out pretty good. I don't want to disturb the bottom, so we have just a little bit of mess on top of the tub. We'll just get a damp terry towel later on and wipe that off. So the next step is going to be, we'll just let this harden up. Then we will hit it with a scraper to shave off any high points. And then we will hit it with some red guard and then tile. So we're almost there. So we have some Duroc on the window sill, and that will be tiled. And I think Dave is going to get a one piece of tile for that. Okay. That's baseboard there, and that worked out pretty good. We are starting out with our first course of tile, and the first course is always the most important one to get level and straight. So what we have here is we have first course of tiles laid out. We have a 4-foot level across the top, and you can see that the line is straight with the level. So here, the centered tile of the tub, over the tub rim, is a 1/4 inch up. And then the next tile is a 1/4 inch, and then an 1/8 inch. And then the end tiles are both an 1/8 inch. And so what we are going to do is cut tiles here, the end tiles will be cut a full 1/4 inch off the bottom. The 2 inner tiles from each side will be cut a 1/4 inch on the outside and an 1/8 inch on the inside, and then the center tile will remain a full tile. And so what will happen is this will drop down to 1 spacer up. Right now there's 3 spacers holding it up, and so we trim a 1/4 off of the end tile and kind of a slope 1/4 to an 1/8 off the next tile, and then those tiles will drop down to the tub evenly with this, and then we'll have our first course level on top and ready to go up the wall. And then we will have to trim the first tile over on this side here, and the corner is going to be down a 1/4, but as we come out to the edge, the corner of the tub is a little bit higher, and so this will come back closer to a full height tile on the outside edge because it slopes in. Okay, so that is how we start our first course of tile. And these tiles here, since they already have mud on the back of them, we're just gonna use these, not on this course, but on the second course up, because we're doing a subway pattern. So the center line 2 tiles will meet here on the next course, and then this tile will be up there farther. Okay, so let's get some tile action going here.